Hello all. Children, in previous class we have learnt about respiration in human beings. Whereas today we will be learning about breathing in other animals. So different animals have different respiratory organs. So today we are going to see the type of animal respiratory organ and the type of respiration in them. So if you take fish, so the respiratory organ in fishes are gills, and the type of respiration is branchial respiration. So you can consider all the aquatic animals except whale and dolphin. They have their respiratory organ as gills, and the type of respiration is branchial respiration. Then if you take birds, mammals and frog on land. So we know frog is an amphibian. So particularly frog on land in terrestrial habitat, lungs are the respiratory organ, and the type of respiration they undergo is pulmonary respiration. If lungs are involved, we call it as pulmonary respiration. Then third, insects. For example, cockroach, grasshopper. Yes, in all the insects, the respiratory organs are trachea and spiracles. So the type of respiration is tracheal respiration. Then amphibians. So amphibians have skin and lungs are their respiratory organs. If it is terrestrial habitat, their breathing organ, their respiratory organ is lung, whereas if it is in the moist environment, then it is through skin. For example, earthworms, you have leeches. In them, the exchange of gases takes place through skin. If skin is involved for exchange of gases, we call it as cutaneous respiration. And for example, there are other organisms like if you take amoeba and paramecium. In them, the cell membrane helps in exchange of gases. Children, now let us see how the exchange of gases takes place in insects. For example, here we will see in cockroach. Now here, these insects have a respiratory system which has a network of branched air tubes. Here you can see there is a network of air tubes which we call it as trachea. Now, these air tubes on the body surface, you can see the openings on the body surface. We call it as spiracles. Now, these spiracles will open and close, and it will allow the gases in and out. So, oxygen-rich air enters the tracheal tubes through the spiracles, and it diffuses into the body tissues and reaches each and every cell of the body. In the same way, carbon dioxide from the cells goes out into the tracheal tubes and move out through spiracles. Now let us take this organism, that is earthworm. So as I told, these earthworms will breathe through their skin. So their skin is supplied with large number of blood capillaries. So here these organisms, this oxygen, they absorb oxygen from the air into their blood through their moist skin. Okay. So one thing you have to remember, that these organisms can absorb the oxygen only through the moist skin. So that means the skin has to be kept moist. Then only the cutaneous respiration is possible. So how this organism keeps its skin moist? So one thing, it lives in the soil in deep burrows. The other is they have a mucus that is always secreted onto their body surface. So in this way they keep their skin moist. In aquatic animals such as fish and tadpole larvae of frog, the respiratory organs are gills. Children, you can observe here, these red color structures are called gill pouches. Yes, so these gills contain number of blood vessels. When water flows through these gills, then the oxygen rich when water flows through the gills, the blood vessels will absorb dissolved oxygen present in the water and carry it to the blood tissues. At the same time, the blood vessels also, from the cells, they give out carbon dioxide, and then gills pass this carbon dioxide to the surrounding water. So, as how this respiration process happens in animals and humans, the respiration also happens in plants. So, it occurs in mitochondria, which is one of the cell organelle, and during respiration, plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Yes, so in this figure you can understand the plants can take in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Now respiration in plants takes place through different parts. So it might be through stems, or it might be through leaves, or it might be through roots also. So as I said, in plants the exchange of gases takes place through different parts. So in roots the exchange of gases takes place through specialized cells called epiblema, whereas in leaves it occurs through stomata, whereas in stem it occurs through specialized cells called lenticels. Now let us see the differences between respiration and photosynthesis. Children, remember, both respiration and photosynthesis are opposite processes. Now see here, during respiration, the products of digestion such as glucose, they react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, water and energy. That is nothing but breakdown of glucose to produce energy along with carbon dioxide and water. Whereas during photosynthesis, green plants prepare food, that is glucose from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So here you can understand these two are opposite processes. Now in respiration, the chemical energy, so food, is converted into heat energy, whereas in photosynthesis, so photo itself says light, so light energy is converted into chemical energy, that is food, glucose is produced. Now during respiration, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. This here it is exactly opposite. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is absorbed and oxygen is given out. So respiration takes place inside the body of humans or animals in the presence of enzymes, whereas photosynthesis takes place only in the green leaves, that too in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So respiration takes place during day and night, whereas photosynthesis takes place only during daytime.